Hello and welcome to Walk the Talk. I'm Shekhar Gupta and my guest this week, how do I describe him? I can describe him as the capitalist of the poor or maybe the guru of trickle up. Hernando De Soto, welcome to Walk the Talk.
Great pleasure to see you, Mr.
It's been
Gupta.
a long time making. I've heard so much about you, we've all read you, but brilliant to be chatting with you.
Thank you so much, very kind.
Tell us about trickle up, because everybody who's halfway non-socialist talks of trickle down, not trickle up.
Well, very simply, most of the wealth of developed countries is trickling up. In other words, countries like the United States were basically made up of poor pioneers who migrated from Europe because they were poor, so they all trickled up. Good growth generally comes from the bottom up for the simple reason that it has to do with the division of labor and it has to do with poor people creating a solid independent economy.
Because all of us heard the mantra from Ronald Reagan, not all of us accepted it, which is trickle down, that you just do it, it'll trickle down, it'll get there. You create growth and wealth will get down. You are saying that create wealth at the bottom of the pyramid and it will trickle up?
Well, yes, because that is the Western experience. Maybe what happens is Western countries sometimes forget about it. And maybe they're looking now, as they are a developed country, they're trying to explain their tax policies and why they're giving capital gains breaks, or why they're helping the big banks so that it'll trickle down.
Right.
But the way they got to where they are is, first of all, they emancipated their people, gave them rights, gave them the right to form entrepreneurship. And as a matter of fact, all their stories of wealth are not really trickle down problems. They're like Bill Gates,
Right.
who trickled up. I mean, he wasn't a big guy before he was before he got to where he is. Steve Jobs was also working from a garage. In our countries, or in countries at least like mine, you start working in a garage and you stay in a garage. But these guys keep on moving up.
Because the system doesn't give you the opportunity or a level playing field.
Well, yes, the proof of it are the migrants. All those Africans that migrate to Europe, or a lot of the Latin Americans.
Indians who do so well.
They do so well abroad and sometimes not so good at home. And so that has to do, obviously, with the fact that there are legal opportunities to get organized in the North that we don't have in the South.
Yeah, so sort of the classical capitalists have got their discourse wrong a little bit.
Well, yes, in the sense that they're speaking to their own people. If you're speaking to a developing country, it's not a message that they're used to. You know, if you think about it, it's obvious that many cases, with all our wonderful Western friends with the best of intentions, it is quite clear that as they've left their protectorates and their former colonies, they haven't always left them in the best stages possible.
Absolutely.
Which may mean that they know how to make money, but not necessarily the genesis of their national wealth. And that's not strange. Albert Einstein used to say, after all, what does the fish know about the water in which it swims? In other words, if you're in it, maybe it's much easier to see it from the outside and you can describe a fish much better. I don't think, really speaking, most of our Western friends realized how their wealth coincided with the Industrial Revolution, and the Industrial Revolution came about because there was a breakdown of the feudal system, and because essentially everybody got the property and the business rights and a uniform rule of law applicable to everybody.
And democracy.
And democracy. Oh yes, of course.
Because without democracy, there can't be the uniform rule of law.
That's right.
Tuba.com,